Jungkook looked at the envelope in his hands that he literally forgot at home and was panicking because he had a meeting just earlier and he wasn't sure how to manage to get it from home in so less time. But you made it possible and brought this envelope to his office. He was so relieved and thankful that you saved such a big deal today, or else he would have been so embarrassed in front of everyone. He lifted up his face to look at you, who was preparing tea for both of them. Although he told you he would do that, but you didn't listen to him and proceed to do that by yourself. Today you saved me from getting embarrassed. Thank you once again. You picked the cups that were of glass and turned towards him. You are a human too. You can make mistakes, so what's so embarrassing about that? He released a sigh, but then the cups dropped from your hands because you were holding them by the top and they were hot. Did you get a burn? He said, standing up from his chair while you shook your hands, looking at the broken cups. There were only 2 tea glasses and I broke both of them. You said, getting mad at yourself. I'm such a clumsy person. You sat down and started to pick up the pieces. I'm sorry. Leave them, he said, coming near, but you didn't listen and continued picking the pieces until one dig in your palm, making you hiss in pain. Blood started coming out as Jungkook made you stand. I told you to leave. You never listen. Sit here, he said, making you walk near his desk before making you sit on his chair. We need to dress the wound. He opened a drawer and took out a first aid box while you were watching him. He pulled a chair for himself and sat on it before taking some antiseptic on a cotton ball. Then he turned towards you before holding your hand. Let me see. The moment his hand touched yours, you felt a tickle inside your heart. Though it's been 6 months to your marriage with him, but everything feels new every day. He cleaned the blood and pressed a cotton against your wound, making you hiss a little. He looked at you, put a little pressure on it, and then he wrapped your palm with a bandage. While finishing your dressing, he knew you were looking at him. He lifted up his face and your eyes met. There was an awkward silence. Both of your heartbeats were high. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door, bringing you both back in reality, and Jungkook got up. He allowed the person to come inside, and it was his secretary. He noticed you and then your hand. Is everything okay? Yes, send a cleaner to clean the pieces of glasses from here. And bring new cups, but this time not the glass ones. Yes, I'll send someone. Just come here to give this file. Jungkook took it while the secretary left. I'll ask them to bring the tea as well. Do you want something else? You shook your head looking down. No. Then there was silence again that you don't like, but you respect Jungkook's nature and he's not that much talkative and his silence is normal between you two. You looked at him who was now checking the files his secretary gave him. I have to join mother-in-law for shopping. He turned towards you while you got up from his chair. You leaving? You nodded while he looked at your wounded hand. Okay, my driver will drop you home. No need, I'll go by myself. I came in my car. But your hand is injured. You looked at your hand and then at him. It's not that serious. I can drive. He sighed and nodded. Okay. Drive safely and if anything happens, just call me. You smiled and nodded. You picked up your purse and the keys before looking at him. If you can, try to come home early. He nodded. You said goodbye and left. Jungkook put the file on the table and after a few seconds, he walked out of the room behind you. Wyan, you stopped and looked back only to see him coming towards you. All the employees stood up and greeted him, but he signed them to sit down while coming near you. Let's go. I'll drop you off to wherever you are going. You were so surprised. It's okay, Jungkook. I told you that I'll go. You have work, right? Work is for forever, but I can't let you drive in this condition. He took your bag from you and grabbed your other hand before walking. Your cheeks turned pink and you were so overwhelmed by this gesture of him. He left everyone in awe seeing his love and care for his wife. Female workers started to wish for the same type of man in their lives. He set a high standard. He opened the door for you while you sat on the passenger seat and then he came inside from the other side. Your respect and love for him even grew more today. You were not expecting all this from him. You okay? He said looking at you while you nodded. Then you started to wear the seatbelt but he stopped you and did it for you. Thank you. He just pulled back and started the engine. Where is the shopping mall? I'll tell you, just keep going. He looked at you when you gave such an answer but then started driving without raising any question. You were smiling slightly while looking at him and his eyes were fixed on the road, but little did you know that this man knows that you are looking at him, but because he didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable or embarrassed, he let you enjoy the view. 6 months of marriage. So much has changed and this relationship has progressed a lot. You are comfortable in sharing your secrets. He takes you out when he is free or he noticed that you are not in good mood, but above everything he prioritizes you. His past, you know, but you don't care because it's not affecting your present, and maybe that was the reason he has become what he is now. You are happy that you have a respectful man who knows your value. You were late. I thought you dropped the plan. I'm sorry, Mom. You broke the hug and looked at her. Actually, I went to Jungkook's office to give an important document. Mrs. John looked behind you and she was quite surprised to see Jungkook. He never agreed to come to a shopping mall. How are you, Mom? I'm good, but what a surprise. Accompanying your wife, huh? I'm happy that you are training him well, she said teasingly, making you chuckle, but then she noticed your hand. What happened to your hand, sweetheart? Why this bandage? Nothing serious, Mom. I just got a scratch. Don't worry, Jungkook did the dressing. Are you sure? You should be careful, honey. You passed her an assuring smile. I will. Let's go shopping. Oh, yes, let's go. Then she looked at Jungkook. You joining us? You were curious to know as well. Jungkook looked at you before shifting his eyes to his mother. I have work, but when you guys done shopping, tell me so that I can come to pick Vian. Mrs. John smiled and nodded. She was so happy that her son is again happy in his life and that's why she loves you even more. You literally brought a light of hope and happiness in their lives along with you. Jungkook is again happy and healthy. He recovered from the past that broke him completely. Okay, then we go and enjoy our time. She held your hand and like a sweet mother and daughter, you both walked away. This brought a smile on Jungkook's face. He likes how his family loves you so much and your vibes match perfectly with each other. Before walking away, you turn your face towards Jungkook, who gave you a little wave, making your heart flutter, and A smile appeared on your face. Jungkook turned to go back where he parked his car when his feet stopped on its own and the smile from his face disappeared. Jungkook. The woman came near him and stopped just inches away. Her eyes traveled up and down as she took her time to admire him after 8 years. Jungkook turned off all his emotions. He doesn't wanted her in front of his eyes and he knew never wished to see her again. Jungkook, I apologize. She hugged him all of a sudden, but Jungkook stepped back, making her look at him. His eyes was the answer to all her thoughts that she thinks she has the right to hug or touch him. You were mad at me, I know, and I've been looking for you ever since you apologized. I'm sorry, please say something. Shout at me if you want, but please speak to me. I don't have any reason to shout at you. What do I say? Do we have something left to say? You left me, didn't believe me, aborted my child for someone else. I'm sorry, it all happened because of my dad. I didn't able to think properly. I really thought that you were doing all this for money. I was hurt. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Give me a chance and this time I will fix everything. Please. She brought tears in her eyes. You don't have to fix anything. Just stay away. I've already moved on, so it would be better if this is our last meeting. He was about to leave when Maya grabbed his arm. She came near him. Please don't say that. You have no idea how guilty I have felt all these years. I'm sorry, Jungkook. Give me a chance. I promise that I'll make everything just like before. Jungkook removed her hand, but then his heart dropped when he saw you standing at a distance. You saw everything and came near them before looking at Maya and then Jungkook. I left my purse here. Jungkook noticed tears in your eyes. You picked up the purse and was about to leave without saying anything, but he grabbed her hand, holding you back. Maya was looking at him confused. He turned towards her. You cannot fix something that is already fixed by someone else. I hope now you won't trouble me or think that you can fix anything because I already have a wife and I love her. The shock on her face was visible. She looked at you, but your eyes were on Jungkook only. He looked at you. She's my world now, and all my love is only for her. I don't need anyone else, nor I'll make anyone ruin my life again. A drop of tear escaped from your eyes, and Maya understood that she cannot have a relationship with him. She forced a smile before looking at you. People are true when they say you cannot run away from your karma. I think I deserve this end, but I'm so happy that you moved on. I'm happy for you. I've never seen these feelings in Jungkook's eyes like he has for you. You are lucky. Please don't get me wrong. I will never come into your lives again. Always keep him happy. Wiping her tears, she walked away, leaving you both standing. You looked at Jungkook. I'm sorry. It's okay. I already told you. As long as you are not affected by your past and it brings negative changes in our relationship, I'm minding my business and continue to love you. You came back home with Jungkook and he accompanied you during shopping, but that excitement was gone. He noticed that you were tensed and was just there for his mother. Otherwise, you didn't want to stay there even for a second. You put your bag on the table before going inside when Jungkook held your hand. He came near you. Did I hurt you? Believe me, Ryan. I left my past in the past. You turned towards him. I saw that, and no, you didn't hurt me. In fact, today I've realized that my decision of staying with you even after knowing about your past was never wrong. I'm not upset, I'm just too touched. He held both of your hands, caressed the top of bandage gently with his thumb. Thank you for trusting me. I promise you that you will never regret your decision to trust me. You smiled and nodded. Then let's have tea. My brain is not functioning right now. We had the chance to drink tea 2 times, but we never got it. He chuckled softly and nodded. Yes, you sit here and I'll go prepare it. You smiled and nodded. Wow, we were supposed to give you present for your first wedding anniversary, but instead you people surprised us. I can't believe I'm going to be a grandmother. This is like a dream come true. Jungkook and you both smiled, seeing her happiness and excitement. She looked at you. Thank you so much, dear. You just brought so much fortune and luck, happiness, everything in this house. I'm so glad I got you as my daughter-in-law. Please don't give all the credit to me, Mom. I just try to return the same love that I get. A maid came with a royal tray in her hands. She stopped near Mrs. John as she got up and picked a box before coming near you and Jungkook. These rings were given to me and Jungkook's father by our parents. They say it's the symbol of long-lasting love between couples. These are passing from generations and now it's time for you both to take care of them. Wear these rings to each other. You both picked the rings and Jungkook gently held your hand before sliding the ring in your finger. You did the same and Mrs. John wiped her moist eyes. May God always protect you both and my grandchildren. This made you chuckle a little. Don't laugh, you have to give me more grandchildren. You say anything, Mom. What wrong did I say? At least 2 or 3 should be there. What do you say, honey? She said, looking at you while you looked down because of shyness. It depends on my wife. It's her choice. Oh, someone is becoming too possessive and caring. That's great. Not even your bestie had these much teasing skills as your mother-in-law, and she literally made you blush so hard. Jungkook hugged you as you hid your face in his chest. After that, you both went on a date as it was so special. It was not two of you now, but an angel came in your lives too to make everything more beautiful.